Hello viewers, welcome to sarkaritel.com and diplomacyindia.com. As the year comes to an end, various countries are in the process of developing coronavirus vaccine. Indian Foreign Ministry recently organized a visit by the heads of foreign missions to Hyderabad as a part of Indian efforts to develop partnership for the manufacture and delivery of vaccines. Envoys of 64 countries yesterday visited the facility of Bharat Biotech and Biological E, which are developing vaccines for coronavirus. To talk more about this, we are joined by a very special guest, Ambassador Yerlan Alimbayev, Kazakh Ambassador to India. So, Ambassador Yerlan, welcome to this program.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good day, my friend. Thank you for having me today. As you already mentioned, yesterday on 9th December, we had a very good, fruitful visit to Hyderabad city, where we were introduced and briefly got acquaintance with the facilities of this Bbharat Biotech and the Biologically Limited, two well-known famous companies. So first of all, I'd like to express, and I'll be joined, I think, by my colleagues, diplomats, this role of the MEA and the state government of Telangana for having this trip very successful. And I think we had a chance, we were able to see from the first hands the work, the job done by the government of India. Of course, it's just a small part of that, and the main are being done, and still we will, I think that we hope that we will be able to see it more further on. And coming to my personal impressions, I'd like to say that it was my second visit to a beautiful city of Hyderabad, so-called the land of spices, land of pearls, and of course the IT hub, one of the biggest IT hubs of India, and the pharma city, pharma capital of India. So these two technological companies are located in Genome Valley near Hyderabad. So in my personal opinion, I can tell that probably for many of my colleagues, it was a very interesting experience as well. First, so you already know that the government wanted to introduce with the domestic vaccines against the COVID-19, and the manufacturing process being done in these two facilities. So in the current international situation with this COVID pandemic, every country, I think, tries to have its own solution for this problem. And India is becoming the world pharmacy, if we may say. So yesterday we have witnessed that India is perfectly capable to carry on this very important responsibility, and it's very encouraging. And we saw hopes rising for possible early introduction of these vaccines against this coronavirus. So, and many of my colleagues and me too, we are also encouraged by and touched by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent statement that India will share the vaccines with the rest of the world. Our impressions, my impressions personal, was very bright and very, I had a chance to saw it personally and myself, and I think it was very fruitful.
Ambassador Yerlan, if we talk about your country back, how is the current situation, like how many people are getting still affected, and has your country or your people have any roadmap of vaccinating the entire population?
Situation in my country, Kazakhstan, is under control. The government has maintaining it very properly and in a good manner. And of course, we have these numbers, and we face very big spikes in summertime. But now we have just 600, 700 cases daily. And the total number is about 138,000 people infected. And we have around 2,000 already casualties. So I can surely tell that we have this situation under control. And when it comes to the vaccines, the Kazakhstan government is developing its own vaccines. We have 3 vaccines so far. We are also working with our partner countries. For example, we have signed, we have an agreement with Russia for joint production of this Russian Sputnik 5 vaccine. And starting from 22nd December, we will begin the production of this vaccine in Kazakhstan. And starting from 25th of December, we will have 3,000 volunteers to get vaccinated. So the tests and the observation process will be finished by March 2021. So after the trials are completed, so the first stage of this vaccination will cover the mostly at risk of infection, the groups at risk on high risk. So it's first it's the doctors, teachers, and law enforcement officers, of course. And as I mentioned, Kazakhstan is developing its own vaccines, namely it's Kaz-COVID-in. Second is Naruvax C19, and third is Kaz-Kovac-P. They are all under second and third phases of trials, tests. The trials on humans will start in early 2021.
That's really good. Thank you, Ambassador Yerlan, for sharing your impressions to your visit to Hyderabad, which was really a good gesture from the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. And they shared the latest developments with the envoys who are based in India, and you had a first-hand account of how India is developing its own vaccine to eradicate this big problem. And you also shared how Kazakhstan is preparing a roadmap and also focusing on its own vaccine, and you are in the trial phases. So this is one of the best things what Kazakhstan can do, and I congratulate your doctors and the team behind this vaccine, so you can eradicate this problem. So this was Yerlan, Ambassador of Kazakhstan to India. This is Amay Sathe signing off from sarkaritel.com and diplomacyindia.com.